How do you stay motivated? Because we're talking like how you train a lot, you work a
5
lot.
o'clock, wake
you do,
up.
I know it's a good balance between you and Ben, but school drop off, school pickup, school clubs, whatever they're doing at the weekend, how do you stay motivated?
5 a.m. alarm clock.
5 a.m. alarm clock,
Yeah,
right? Okay.
I have to.
But you need to get up. I can set a
Yeah.
5 a.m. alarm clock, but I'm not getting up.
To be fair, I'm usually awake before it goes off.
Okay.
Laying there thinking, what is the time? It's
Yeah.
going to go off. And then, 5 o'clock, wake up. Same routine every day. Hot water and lemon, some electrolytes, lovely. Off out the door. I'm usually at the 5:45 class, or I'll be out for a run at that point. Get it done. I am so much better in myself. I'm a human being when I return from that exercise.
Right.
Before I am probably a hormonal mess.
Right, okay, yeah.
And Ben's like, oh, I'm so glad you went and did that this morning. You really needed that, didn't you? I'm like, yeah, I did.
So is that an everyday thing? It's getting
4 or
up
5
and
times a
exercising.
week.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, and then even on the weekends, so Saturdays it's the same, and then it's the children straight to swimming, Ezzy to piano. We're regimented, and then it's usually kids' parties or.
So when's the downtime?
That's the thing that I'm working on.
Yeah.
My family, like, you need to stop, you're going to burn out, but I'm not sure.
You haven't yet, like 3 years in. I mean, since I've known you, you've always been so incredibly busy, and you've always got a smile on your face. You radiate positivity.
Oh, thanks.
From what I see.
Yeah, no,
like, you might go, I'm
Ben.
like, Ben, what's going on? This shit podcast today. But no, you just seem to exude this very kind of positive aura, which is lovely. But yeah, I wonder, like, how do you keep that motivation and positivity up all the time?
I'm definitely not all the time at home. Ben definitely gets the other side
That's
of that.
where you recharge. That's the battery has to go. Oh.
And he just goes, oh, like, I understand. Like, you know, you're really good. You don't stop. Like, let it out. And I'm like, stop.
Is imposter syndrome still present for you?
Yes and no, but this year very much less.
Okay.
I've done things this year that are massively out of my comfort zone. I went and gave a talk about gut health and colonics at a health spa to a bunch of a whole room full of people that I've never met before, which was really big for me.
Yeah, amazing.
And that just, I felt fantastic after. So that is definitely disappearing. It's fading. It's there. I think it always will be because I care so much. And like you said, there's so many skeptics about colonics still. You still feel like you're at times defending something you know to be beneficial.
Yeah.
Of course, it's not for everyone. And there's people that safely couldn't have it anyway. You know, it wouldn't be right. But most people would benefit from it. And I'm like, I still want to convince the world, just try it. Just try it.
Well, part of the reason, if we break it down into 2 parts, part of the reason I came to do the colonic was one, to say sorry, but I also wanted to break down some of the stigma of guys going to get colonics, because again, if we talk about poo being a taboo subject, having something stuck up your bum is also potentially a taboo subject. So to have got that done and gone
That's
through.
not what you said on the day.
Yeah, no. But to go through that experience and just know, okay, well, it's all part of it, but the benefits far outweigh that little moment of discomfort.
Yeah.
To go and do it, I think is really important. And from I can only talk from a man's perspective.
Yeah.
But men having discomfort about going to have awkward appointments at the doctor's, let's say, or whatever, and not being willing to show body parts is why I think so many people can get ill and things aren't picked up.
Oh, without
on another
doubt.
note. So it's part of that. I just wanted to go, look, if I can go and do it, and the experience, look, I don't think anyone goes in skipping, as you say, but it felt like a change. It felt like a resetting of sorts, which I think is so important for people to know.
Amazing.
Don't let the discomfort put you off.
Yeah. When I started, and obviously I mean once I kind of committed to doing this, so I had my own client base, I would see a male client probably once every 6 weeks. It's very much 50-50 now.
Yeah.
And I think it's incredible. One, because Ben tells everybody, go and see Laura.
Yeah.
All of his friends have been now, sorry to say, most of his friends,
I know a lot of people in Lee that have been on your couch.
Yeah. and like, It's incredible. Men actually go away and talk about their experiences. Women don't. Men don't mind being down the pub talking about it. It's funny. And like all the guys that come in will go, oh, I've got all the lads at the yard. They all want to know what it's like. They're all coming in and they all come in.
Yeah.
Whereas women are like, okay, thank you, bye. And then most of them won't go and talk about their experience. Men will.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
And I think women, as a generalisation, women are going through so much more than men. And maybe that's... Maybe that I don't know. Maybe that lived experience is that they're not willing to share because they have to go and do so much over the course of their lives to go and do these things. Yeah,
it's true.
Well, yeah, I know from my experience, the whole experience of coming to the clinic and going into the room, the way you explain the procedure, and it isn't an uncomfortable feeling. It feels like something's happening.
It feels like you're going to have an urgent bowel movement, right?
Yeah.
Like you're going to need to...
We've all been there.
Yeah, and that's it. And that's the feeling comfortable with that feeling whilst you're laying down is the weirdest part. I think from like coming to terms with the fact that you're not on a toilet, there's a stranger in the room, relax.
And Tom.
And a cameraman.
And all the lights on when we were recording as well.
I hate the lights. And it was like being in a dentist chair.
Maybe when you watch part of this clip back, it's not like how it would be completely. I mean, the lights
set the
are
mood,
on.
usually.
Yeah, there's a bit more ambience rather than the lights on and Tom stood in the corner. But no, it was. I'm glad we did it. I'm glad I got to experience the benefits of it as well.
Yeah.
And I think it's just, if I can, I don't want to be the poster boy for colonics, but if I can say, get over that discomfort, go and have the conversation with you, and I think it's really, really good.
Lovely. Well, you're lovely and healthy, so you haven't got to come back too often. That
was nice to know. That was the overriding message I took from it. What's next for the clinic? What goals have you got? I mean, you've said personally you're going and doing events now. I know podcasts and interviews and not, I'm so many people are uncomfortable about this, but what's next for the clinic?
I still really want to expand the clinic. There's a lovely lady next door to me who has this wonderful antique shop. She actually had both the shops. My clinic was also her antique shop, and she's winding down, but possibly could be there forever. I'm not sure, but I'd love to expand the clinic, have the shop next door as well, and a whole longevity clinic would be where I would love to sort of see myself.
Because there's more treatments in Highcliff than just the colonics, right? Okay,
absolutely. And, if I could have sort of an oxygen chamber, all these sort of elements that maximise benefits of the colonic, but equally just the same sort of message, longevity, living well, feeling
living
good.
an optimal life where you can feel as
clinic
good as you
would
want.
Be what I would love.
Have you ever thought about sharing the antique space? I think you could have like a concession stand. There could just be some a bit of an objet d'art going on while people get, if we're thinking about an environment, wouldn't work, would it?
I don't know. No, not for me.
You need a bit more privacy.
I think
a bit more privacy than people opening the door looking for a lamp.
But actually, I also... someone who's really close to me, her name's Lorraine. She worked for me for a little while. She's like a mother in this area because my mum's not local.
Right.
She's a clairvoyant. She's always told me that I will teach. So she's adamant that I will teach colonics at some point. And I can see that. I had a lady that asked to come and work with me last year, and I wanted to teach her, but I needed to have been a part of an association for another year, so I wasn't able to, which I now am able to.
Well, there you go.
So possibly teaching.
That could be the next chapter. Well, you get to a point where you kind of, and you'll be uncomfortable with this, but you master the art of doing it. And then, if it's a movement that you want to be part of and kind of head that up, then why not go down that route? That'd be a really lovely thing to do. I can see you doing that.
Well, then there's why, it sort of brings into the teaching.
Yeah, exactly. Go full circle again, don't we? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to ask you for some advice, and this is quite a broad question, but what's one piece of advice you'd give to someone that needs to change their relationship with work?
Because
your story, is a little different. You've come to this conclusion that work from a moment, whereas some people go through a journey with it. It did feel like for you, all of your imposter syndrome was stripped away when that woman said, I'm going to pay you minimum wage.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take this big margin. And you know you've got the knowledge, you know you've got the experience. All of a sudden that confidence has to kick in because you're like, I'm not going to get disrespected
What did I do this
like
for?
this. Exactly. What's the point?
Yeah.
So have you got any advice for anyone that's sat there thinking they could have been in the same position as you? They could want to start a side hustle.
You've just got to back yourself. Like, I have this real issue with believing what people tell me about myself. I've just been told so many times, positive confirmation of, that I'm doing the right thing. I'm sort of meant to be on the path that I'm on. And at the time you don't believe it. You think, that possibly could there be a better option? Is there more security in going back to being employed? The bills will always be paid. You haven't got to think about who's coming through the door that month. But, listen to the advice people give you and be confident because, I don't know, it's really difficult.
But again, advocating for yourself, backing yourself, you do our self-speak, our inner narrative, it's so easy to be self-deprecating when someone gives you a compliment and be like, oh no, don't.
I'm the worst at taking a compliment.
Yeah, bat it away,
Yeah.
reflect it. Sometimes people say things positive to you so much that it seeps in at some point, so you've got to keep doing it. But I do think people are saying it. Yes, they might love you. Yes, they're friends, but they're saying it for a reason. They're supporting you for a reason. So you have to let that permeate in and digest it, and you will start to believe it too.
And what's the worst that's going to happen? Life's so short. I've always lived by the fact that life's so short.
Yeah,
you just have to take a leap of faith sometimes, and worst case, you can find something
fail and then you do it again.
Exactly, 100%. You learn. You always learn, don't you? There's something to be said for learning and coming back stronger.
There's a clip that's doing the rounds at the moment of George Clooney getting interviewed on Radio 2, and he says to Dermot O'Leary, you can live with failure, you can't live with regret.
It's I agree.
I just it lands so well.
It does.
And yes, it's George Clooney saying it, so you're like, but the guy
easy for you
knows.
to
Yeah,
say.
bloody hell, George. But I'm a complete believer in
Me
that.
too,
I think
definitely.
you are better to have tried something and failed than not to have tried something at all.
Yeah, listen to the positive voices, not the negative ones. I mean, there's very few negative ones. I think most of the time we think in our head, people are thinking things that they totally are not.
It's the inner voice that's the most negative.
100%. No one's rating for you to fall at all.
Yeah, that's a really good point.